exactly how to talk about this. I've tried writing it down, but every time I put pen to paper, the ballpoint hovers over the top, leaving tiny blue scratches as if every ounce of force of my body is stopped by a plug at my fingertips. I just can't tell anyone about it. I don't trust Ruthie, Imogen, or Tommy to not go tell Chris or fucking Snake's head guy about it. Well, involuntarily, that would mean they'd tell on me for not making note of it, and it's definitely an anomaly. I think it's structural sensory. Whatever it is, it's definitely dangerous. It's just... I just need some kind of record of this. I think it's because of what happened with Tom over the summer. And also something that definitely happened to Imogen, but she's just not telling us about it. I'm scared. I don't think working in the park is safe. I'm damn sure Snake's head knows it and just doesn't care. I guess this tape was a contingency plan. I started seeing the false trails, I think, back in June. I may have actually logged the first few of them on conservation checklists before I noticed there was a pattern. But the first one that I think was truly concerning happened in August of this year, August 95. Myself and Ruthie were out on a midday conservation patrol, and she said she felt sick, I think. So we stopped, and I tried to steady her, and then she threw up the bush, and also, annoyingly, on my shoes. I was still with her. I swear, I was still with her when I wiped them on this patch of grass that was just next to the safety trail we were on, and then I looked up, and there was this path that I've never seen in my life. I must emphasize, I may have only worked at the park for around 9 months at that point, but I knew I'd never seen this path in my life. Never. Usually, right, people mistake little winding desire paths created by animals to be these hidden trails in the park. It's stupid. They're tiny, irregular. But the path that I saw was grand, man-made, it was paved, and it made me think about the yellow brick road from The Wizard of Oz. It went straight on, like a Roman road, stretching onwards into a pinhead vanishing point, through the trees in the horizon, and I swear I could see the faintest glimmer of lavender-coloured light. There was this sound emanating from far off in the distance. It wandered down the path towards me. It was an instrument. It was like bagpipes, or like an accordion, I think. It wasn't those instruments specifically, but it sounded like them. It's hard to explain. So I turned to Ruthie to see if she's also seeing the path, and I'm just alone. She's not there anymore. I'm crouched at the mouth of this trail, and I'm just staring off into its infinite distance. And all of this lasts like 20 seconds, and then I was back, and Ruthie was there, saying how we should really get back to the hub, and she was okay now that she was done being sick. So, of course, I asked her if she's seen this trail, and she looks confused. You saw a trail? She asks me, and apparently I hadn't even zoned out, which is usually what happens when a sole person experiences an anomaly. And it wasn't the first time, but I've been seeing these trails for a while, but it was always in my periphery, and for like a fraction of a second, as if I was like blinking. But this specific time felt it was pivotal. I'm scared to say that's correct of me to believe that it was pivotal. Like, it meant something. And now, every time I've been out in the park, I've seen the trail. It's never been in the same spot, but it's always the same straight-on yellow path. Sometimes I hear nothing, sometimes I hear the sound of, like whispering, or like an animal in pain. Most recently, it was a radio broadcast in my own voice. That one lasted for a full minute. I think something in the park is after me. Not in the way that the bike is after Ruth, in the way that Tom had with the lake. Ask him, if anyone's listening to this, ask him about that. I do not fancy throwing up an entire oar anytime soon. Or worse. There's a reason I'm not taking this to Chris or anyone at the park, especially anyone hired by Snake's Head. I do not trust them. The conservation checklists are weird. Anomalies are weird. The very little we've been told about them has been helpful in facing them, and it is so clear that we are not meant to understand them, which is weird and concerning because they are dangerous. They've been dangerous. Personally, I think Snake's Head are looking into locations with supernatural phenomenon, but they're trying to figure out scientific explanations for them, like how places with high EMF readings are said to also mess with technology, which people think are ghosts, but they're not ghosts, it's just weird air. I mean, Ellsbury is known for having loads of local myths and like ghost sightings. I mean, everyone's grandma has a story of seeing fairies in the woods from their childhood. Every kid under the sun knows about the Moonsilver Hunter story. I've kind of thought for a while now, especially since working at the park, that some of the myths come from anomaly sightings. I don't know where anomalies themselves come from, though. I don't think they're supernatural, by any stretch of the means. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in whatever. I think there's definitely an explanation for what we think are ghosts. That's it, I guess. If anything else happens, I'll record.